Welcome to ATP Customs. Well, going to do a Monday morning update for you. This is currently Friday. I think it's June 26th. And a viewer, Bart, thanks for asking, Bart, has requested to see more of this suspension. So I'm going to see what I can get a glimpse of right now and let you know what we're dealing with. This is a complete Cantilever custom built setup, which Bob told me the diff and the axles are all custom built. Everything on this car is custom built. The wheel tubs that we are dealing with, let's get the light on here, they were never welded all the way down here, so you can literally move the whole quarter panel out. But if we weld all of this right now, we're going to burn through the outside paint on the quarter panel on both sides, so we don't really want to do that. What needs to happen is when this thing comes in the fall for it's getting all body and paint, you can see right here this quarter panel was actually mounted further in. It's actually not the door's problem, and there's a lot of little bit of ugly looking filler still in here that wasn't finished correctly, so we're actually going to have to separate this quarter panel, move it out properly, and then weld up the tub. So that's kind of the issues we're going to be dealing with that. And it's supposed to have a couple of vent tubes that when all the water runs through here, we're going to have to run these vent tubes somewhere so the water's not going in the trunk. We will probably just run them right out where the suspension is, but you can see the trunk's still going to get soaking wet from all of that. So we might have to make a couple of little filler panels for there. And this week we should be getting the trailer hitch mounted on this, trying to figure out where it's going to go, how it's going to go. Possibly going to cut a hole right through the bumper or just have it right underneath. So let's get under this thing. So we have the bottom of the fuel cell. We have the dual exhaust, which is interesting because if you look right here, both exhaust pipes were completely flattened, and that one's really squished down. It's wow, that's quite noticeable. Possibly should throw new tailpipes on this thing, but I don't think Bob even runs it out the tailpipes unless he needs it quiet for some reason. He usually runs it right up the side, so it's open headers. We'll have to get in front of these big monster tires. And we do have another little issue. We have a bad bearing or something in that one, so that wheel's going to have to come off. So maybe what I'll do is I'll pull this wheel off so we can get a look at that suspension. All right. So we have a set of 345s, which are absolutely monstrous. It has a T5 taken out right now. I am not positive. I think those are Mustang brakes. And the rest is looking all custom. Like a custom sway bar. I mean, everything, the tubing is so thick it's crazy. You see we have a boot on the axle back there is torn off, so we're going to have to fix that. And I think the other axle might be the problem, why it's a wobbly wheel, because I can't find anything else in it. Let's get a look underneath. All right, viewers. Let's see how good you are, because I have no idea what I'm looking at. It's very tough to tell what type of rear end that is. I'm sure somebody out there probably knows just by looking at it. It's pretty tough to get my phone in there, but I don't have a clue what diff is in this thing. It's supposedly all custom built. What is that housing? We're going to have to find out. Any viewers out there, throw it out there, and I think what I'm going to do is when I get my clothing made, which is very soon, I'm going to throw out little tips like that and see whoever, because I get so many vehicles in that just have no idea what I'm looking at, vehicles I've never seen before, and we always work our way through it. So when I get my new shirts here, I will throw it out there, and the viewer who labels it correct the first time when I'm looking at something that I'm not sure of will probably have to get a t-shirt, I think. But we'll talk about all that fun stuff when my t-shirts get here. Okay, we are under the front passenger wheel. We have this interesting looking sway bar with these funky little links. I'm guessing those are matching QA1 shocks, but I'm not positive. It's a lot of interesting custom parts. I would really like to know what they all are. Because that spindle, I don't think looks like any of the Mustang stuff we've had in the shop. Let's see. We have a huge cross member that's all custom built, I think. But yeah, it is. So Mustang racket. Oh, there's a big 351 on this thing. It does seem to have a similar Mustang oil pan with the front section a little lower. It does not have the drain plug in the front. Oh, yes, there it does. And all of this subframe's all been welded and customized. Kind of hard for me to give any guesses since this is the first one I've ever been underneath or even looked at. But it's pretty cool. It'll be a really fun one to finish and paint. So we will get all the mechanical issues sorted out. There's a few little issues in the motor. Lots of mechanical stuff underneath to sort out. And then he gets to play with it until we get it back in the fall to paint it. So while you guys are watching this Monday morning, hopefully Matt and I are going to get ourselves a jet boat and the 65 Comet Caliente. It's a Mercury Comet Caliente from the 5 Days of Bob. Is now coming to our shop. He decided he wants us to sell it for him. So we're going to give it a massive detail and put that one up for sale. And that one won the Fabricator of the Year award, I believe, at the Langley Car Show, where they have about 5,000 cars. And it was appraised at $60,000. So that's a neat car to come in. And I have a few more leads on other cars people would like me to get rid of. This is a very fun time if you're a hot rod guy. And you know the right people who don't want to sell their vehicles, but they want them gone. I'm finding people just don't want to deal with people. So I'm getting calls like crazy to get rid of high-end vehicles. So that sounds like lots of fun. It gets us a lot of work, gets us a lot of detail jobs. So there we go. You guys have a wonderful Monday morning, and we will be picking up lots of fun stuff while you're watching this. Thank you for watching, and I hope you subscribe.